Hello and welcome. This is Christian Fint for ABP Canada and ABP International. Today I would like to show you how to program soft buttons in multiple different applications. So the first application we're looking at is MX Management Center. The second application will be MxLive, and then I show you the IPTechView platform. Now let's start to explain what soft buttons are. A Mobotix camera can be connected to the little helper boxes like an output relay or an input relay module or an RS-232 module. With these helpers, the camera can control much more than just itself. It can control, for example, a light switch. So here you see my barn, and the camera here in the barn is connected to an RS-232 module which has two input and two output relays. One of these output relays is used to control the infrared illuminator, which is hanging right next to it. So let me get to the camera user interface directly so you know what's going on inside the camera. Okay, so now we're inside the camera itself. There's basically a couple of things for you to know. In the admin menu, under the headline Hardware Configuration, we have the MX bus module menu. If we click on it, the system will show us which modules are connected and running hopefully fine. So in this case, it is, as I said before, the MX232 input-output box. It is running fine, and it is running in classic mode. Now, it doesn't have to be. We can use the non-classic mode, which would allow us to define our own command words, but in this case I like to have it in classic mode for a specific reason. Furthermore, we have to see what the camera does when the relay is closed, and we see that here in the assigned wires menu. And as you can see here, assigned wires, the output box is basically just done to switch the output 1 relay on or off. And as you can see here, there are 4 predefined command words: light timer, light off, light on, and the light toggle. Well, toggle means you switch it in one way and then you switch it in the other way. So that is all which has been defined here. There is nothing else defined in the camera itself. As you can see here, the action group is basically empty. Well, not really. There's a shock alarm and a disabled visual alarm, but nothing else. Now, coming back to Management Center. To trigger this relay, we can use API commands. And to control these API commands in a more comfortable way, especially for the end user, we can define soft buttons. To do that, we're going in Management Center under View in Components. Then you see here at the top we have File Servers, Smart Data Sources, Thin Clients, and Soft Buttons. Now I click on the plus to define my own button, or in the lower right section I can check if there are predefined commands I can use. And what a surprise, there is the light toggle switch. So there is already the complete button written out, and I only have to click the little plus button. So now I have the light toggle switch. If I click on it, I can change its name. I could say, well, I want to call it switch. It's maybe easier to remember what it does. It's a camera command, yes. So we can also say, could be a static link, because then I can assign it to only one camera. The camera command otherwise would be sent to any of the cameras which are active. So on the left hand side that would be the driveway camera, but my driveway doesn't have this light switch, so it would go nowhere. So if I use the static link, I basically enter the URL for this camera, its username and password, and in which groups would I like the button to be available. Well, I have no problem, all groups, totally fine. And I don't want to show the result because I see the light being turned on, and then there's the separate button. And yes, I want to do and use the separate button. I can also go down here and select the different icon. Whoops. So I know it is basically a light switch, so why not going with a light bulb. Okay, so the soft button is defined. If I go back to my barn camera live view, now down here on the bottom, you'll see that there's the light bulb. You also see the actual soft button menu right here. So if we would not have checked the separate button option, the button wouldn't be visible here, it would only be here visible in the menu. Nevertheless, both buttons work. So if I click it, and you see the infrared light right next to the camera, which is much brighter than the other one, is illuminating, and now we'll see better. Same thing happens, or the reverse thing happens when I click again. And now it is switched off, and the other light source in the corner here takes over the illumination. So this is how you program the soft button in MX Management Center. Now next, let's check out MxLive, and I'll use two other buttons for that. So for the MxLive app, I decided to use a different camera. In this case, we use an old D24, which is installed in my garage. Now here, I don't have the MX Bus profile. The camera was, or is too old for the MX Bus, it doesn't have one, but I connected an external input-output device to it. So the external input-output is connected. You see the green dot here is working fine. And in this case, again, two output relays, I defined two signal out profiles. So signal out profile 1 is the left door for the second one, and it says on alarm with timer for 1 second. And the second signal out profile is for the right with the output profile, relay 1, and again 1 second trigger. That's the smallest number we can enter. So let's start MxLive. MxLive really makes it easy to program soft buttons. All you need to do, you open up the menu, and then you click on the menu item, soft buttons, the second from the bottom. In here, you first switch off camera dependent because we want to link only one camera. Again, same principle. You give it a name. In this case, let's go with garage door R, or not T, R for right garage door. Then select an icon. There's a nice garage door icon available. And then we'll enter the address. Well, it's not HTTPS encrypted. We'll enter the URL. And the port will be added automatically. And then we give it the username and the password, and then that part is already done. So really nice of Mobotix to integrate, again, a lot of predefined commands which we can use. However, in this case, we have to do a little bit more. So when we go back, you see command, we click on it, and now we select single output. Now all we need to do is to type in the exact profile name for the garage door. Make sure it's case sensitive, it's really typed exactly as you named it, otherwise it won't work. So here again, for the second garage door, we enter the same information. Only that we now, of course, enter the second profile name, in this case, door L for the left door. So now we can test it. So if I hit the garage door button, now here the right one, and it opens. Same thing, if we hit it again, it will of course close again. Again, keep in mind that this is my oldest camera here, that's almost 12 years old, but it's still fully functional for the purpose I need it for. Now, while both applications are relatively easy to program and straightforward, it still is a hassle because you're dealing with an installation on one computer or one cell phone, and then you have to transfer it to all the others. If there ever is a change in the programming, you have to do it again. Now let me show you what the IPTechView platform has to offer for the same purpose. So the IPTechView platform is a remote management platform which allows you to manage all of your devices, the whole project in one corner basically. Now let's switch to my account here. I'm already logged in, and you see here is my own garage camera. So I click on the garage camera. So, and here's my camera in the configuration or administration part. And now let me show you how we program the soft buttons right here. So again, this is the technical part for the installer and integrator. You click on Edit Device, and then here on the right-hand side, you see that the camera customs event and actions are enabled. And under the surveillance actions, we have the same names and descriptions as well as the same URLs. So right here, open door to the right, and we just switch the notification profiles off because I don't need the confirmation. I see it happens. So here we have those two buttons. Again, very easy to enter, the same URL. You don't need anything else because it's already linked to the camera. So we're basically saving this. And then we're switching over to the user view. So now here in the user view, this is the surveillance app. It's a web-based app. It runs on any device with a browser, almost any device, I should say. So now let's go to view the cameras. So here are all my cameras. And then we're going to my garage camera, which is this one. Of course, in the meantime, it's dark, so you don't see a thing, unfortunately. But if I scroll down here you see the buttons open door, scroll door right and left. So if I click it, well, I get the notification. So see, this time I switched left and right around, so sorry for that. And now let's go back down and I'll do the right one again. And if I do scroll up in time, you see it closing again. Again, remember, it's my oldest camera, so there's motion blur. Totally admit that. It's relatively dark for the camera. But it is really simple. Now, if anything should change, or any other user, you don't need to pass on configurations or anything. All you need to do, you go back to the camera and do the modifications you need to do right here in the settings. And that's it. And that changes it for your clients in the app. And that's it. That's the whole magic. So 3 different applications and 3 different ways, or similar different ways, in order to set it up. You can pick and choose the best one. If you're interested in learning more about IPTechView or you have any other questions, please let us know. You can put it in the comments below, or you can contact us directly. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day.